咁同平時一樣啦，我哋都會拍低片啦，咁跟住就你哋可以之後可以去翻 Moodle 裏面睇翻嗰個片嘅，即係如果你 miss 咗啲地方啦。好，咁我哋上一次未完成嘅部分咧，就係由 After Effects 開始嘅。咁我咧就會繼續喺 After Effects 嗰部分開始講翻啦。So actually we end with showing you the After Effects. Okay, so we will continue today. If you still remember, actually, I would like you to I would like you to walk by yourself, okay? But we don't have time, so I just share a video with you. So you can see that actually I would like you to walk like a fifth. Okay, walk like a fifth. So you can see that this walking style, it looks like a fifth. So after I capture the video, I will put it into After Effects and select the clip that I would like. OK，咁我咧基本上咧就我拍完條片啦，咁我就唔係咁拍完就算嘅。咁其實我拍完咧，基本上我就會將佢放入個電腦裏面啦。咁然之後咧，我就會剪翻我需要嘅嗰部分嘅，就因為你知道有陣時，我睇翻大家啲作品都係嘅，有陣時你拍片咧都會有陣時有啲頭頭尾尾多餘咗嘅位噶嘛，咁其實我哋就會剪咗啲多餘地方嘅，咁嗱好似呢個咧，其實佢成條片好長啦，咁我淨係剪咗佢即扮賊行嗰段路啦。咁我 capture 咗呢一段之後咧，其實我點用咧？因為其實佢係片嚟噶嘛，咁我哋咧就要將佢咧 export 翻咗一啲 JPEG 啦，咁我哋就可以放翻落 Photoshop 咧，去嚟 study 下究竟佢個 motion 有咩特別啦。So once I capture this clip and then I will trim it. Okay, I would just select the one that I would like. For example, it walked like a fifth, so I would just select this part. Okay, instead of, because when you know that when you're rolling the camera, okay, you should got some few seconds of video that you don't like. Okay, so I would trim the video. I would just need those which is walk. Okay, so after I select the clip, so you can see that I have already selected clip. Okay, you can see that here, this the part that I have already select, and then I will export it into a sequence. Okay, because I can export it in a JPEG sequence, so that I can put these images into the Photoshop and I can analyze the motion frame by frame. Okay, so how can I do it? I need to okay, you can see it's in my After Effects. Okay, I have already added my clip, and then I will go to the composition and add to the render queue. Okay, actually I showed you in last week already. 咁其實呢部分我上個禮拜都 show 咗㗎啦，就係 add to render queue 啦。咁其實我又上次教咗你咧，就係呢個 Open Module 呢個 lossless 呢個字咧，你就已經可以揀咗啲 JPEG sequence 㗎啦。咁所以咧，你之後咧就唔會再問我喺邊度 export 咯。咁你就可以喺呢一度去揀係一個 JPEG 啦。咁跟住有一個位咧，我今次就想 focus 講多少少嘅。係啦，雖然我上次已經講咗呢個，咁今次講多少少就係呢一個位啦，就係咧個 frame number，你見到我咧呢度係我會刪咗佢嘅，咁我就會打1。咁係咩意思咧？就係我而家 select 咗呢段 clip 啦，我想佢啲 frame number 咧會幫我重新 reorder 嘅，即係重新幫我 rename 啊，sorry，係啦 rename 翻，即係例如第一張就叫1，第二張叫2，第三張叫3，第四張叫4。如果你唔撳呢一個咧，即係唔刪咗呢個 checkbox 嘅話咧，佢就會可能一出嚟個 number 係好大啊，咁你其實就好難睇嘅我自己覺得係啦，我就會建議你係 tick 刪咗呢一個嘅，跟住自己打1，佢 default 係0嘅，咁0係唔係幾好計嘅，因為我哋唔會有零格 frame 呢樣嘢噶嘛，我哋一定係 frame 1嘅嘛，最細 number 都係，咁所以我會人手打翻1嘅。So after you click Active Render Queue, you go to the lossless, you can see that in the format, okay, you can pick, okay, to export as a JPEG sequence. But I would like to explain one again or in detail about what is going on here, okay? You need to uncheck this box, okay? Use com frame number. You have to uncheck it, okay? And then you have to input 1. here. Okay, why I need to do it? Because sometimes when you export a clip, is quite long. So the first frame maybe 200 and something. Okay, it's not starting from frame 1, so you can double check is here. Okay, if I didn't uncheck it, you will see that my starting frame is 128. Okay, it's not easy to memorize. Okay, or it's not easy for me to count the frame number. So I would prefer every time I will start it from 1. Okay, so I will uncheck it and input 1. So every time I export it, the frame number will starting from 1. Okay, so it's more easier for me to calculate the timing of the motion. Okay, so I will change it to the 1. Is the first part. And the second part is, okay, you can go to here, the composition, and right click in here. Most of the time, you know that our video should be 25 frames per second. So because when we check this preset, okay, it's already showing you 25 frames per second. Okay, but actually, you know that for most of the hand draw animation, okay, we only draw for 12 frames per second. So it's half number of this. Okay, so it's more easier for you to draw it. So I would suggest you to change the frame rates into 12 instead of 25. So it's very important. 好啦，咁頭先 show 咗俾你睇咧，即係嗰個 format 啦，就係 JPEG sequence 啦。跟住我哋由 frame 1開始數起啦。跟住呢一度咧個 frame rate 咧，我哋要人手由25咧打翻做12嘅，係啦。因為咧你都明白，我哋一般手畫動畫，我哋係做緊1秒12格噶嘛，我哋唔會做1秒25格噶嘛。係啦，你1秒25格，你咪畫死你咯，係咪？畫多1倍啊！咁所以咧，你要轉翻做1秒12格。咁跟住咧，你就可以去 export 啦。咁上一次都有教過你去改名呢個位置啦。So actually last week I also told you about the output location. Okay, so you can click here and then you can change the output location. Okay, so today is lesson 2B. Okay, so I will create a folder here. Maybe I will call it sneak. Okay, and then okay, I will starting. Of course, I will name the file sneak as well. Some meaningful name, okay? Instead of just come1 or 2 or 3, actually we don't know what is come1 or come2 or come3, okay? 咁你跟住你見到我都會打返啲有意義嘅名嘅，即係我從來都唔會怎有佢叫 come1，如果唔係你就會亂到咧，你都唔知係乜嚟嘅。跟住我就 save 啦。And then I will click render. So you can see that the rendering start and end. Because it is quite fast because just few frame to render, so it is very fast to render. 咁你見到好快就 render 完啦，因為真係好短嘅啫，其實。咁我哋咧就睇下頭先我 render 出嚟嗰啲片咧就係呢度啦。So you can see this is all the files that I have just exported. So this is 12 frames per second, and then you will see that all the export image, they are starting from frame number 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, is the importance why I uncheck the box. Okay, if you still remember, uncheck the box. Okay, it's very important so that you are starting from 1. Okay, instead of 128. Okay, 咁你見到咧嗰個 file name 係1開始嘅。咁如果你頭先咧，你見到我唔係嗰個 tick 咧，我而家冇 tick 走咧，佢咧就會係某啲 number 開始嘅，係唔知啦。當然個 number 係啲乜咁視乎你條片喺剪咗邊段啦，咁個 number 就會有唔同嘅。咁我哋就好難計嘅，其實，因為而家點解我好容易計咧？因為你知道12格就為之1秒啊嘛，咁即係話呢度係一個1秒嘅動作咯。呢度係第2秒嘅動作咯，因為你用12嘅倍數，你自己好易計。但係如果你個 number 係256咁，256即係幾多秒啊？大佬，你唔攞計數機都唔識計啦，係咪？咁所以咧，我就建議咧，就係啲 number 還原翻做1開始，你就會容易啲計啦。So then you can see that from the frame number 1 to frame number 12, this motion is about 1 second. Okay, and this is the motion in the second from 12, okay, to 24. So you can see that, so we can check with the motion frame by frame. Okay, so once you have exported, you will see this is my motion, and then I can read it frame by frame. Okay, so that you can see that I can using my up and down arrow to focus on the motion frame by frame. 咁你見到我咧，其實 export 完咧有咩好處咧？咁我就可以咧逐格去睇佢啲 motion 有咩特別啦。咁其實咧 key pose 嘅意思係咩咧 ？key pose 嘅意思咧就成個而家呢個好賊行嘅動態啦。我哋要揀幾多咧，就好 depends 我哋個動作有幾複雜啦。我哋就會揀啲咧，你覺得喺呢個做賊嘅動作，你覺得最重要係邊幾個姿勢啦 ？Okay, so once I export it in frame by frame, so you can see that the motion I can just move around and check all the detail of the motion frame by frame. But what I'm going to do is I want to analyze the motion and study it and try to find one or two very important pose. Okay, very important pose to show the sneak motion. Okay, so I will track it frame by frame, starting from the first one. So I check, okay, and then I can select one or two. For example, I think this one look like a fifth, okay, because you can see the fifth usually walk with their toe, okay, and then they usually lean backward, okay, and then I can feel it. It look like a fifth, okay. So maybe I find this one is very important. You can look at here. This is frame 24。咁例如好似我喺度掃啦，係嘛？即係一路其實我嘅撳緊我個 keyboard 嘅上下咧，就喺度逐格 frame 喺度攆啦嚇。咁其實我自己咧就望落去，咦，其實呢格好緊要喎。因為點解咧？因為咧我呢一個係一個賊嘅 motion 嚟噶嘛。咁其實嗱，好似呢啲咁，你覺唔覺得佢似賊咧？可能都似嘅。咁你覺得邊一個 pose 咧？你覺得係最 strong 到你覺得咧，係賊先至會先至會有呢個動態嘅。咁我自己就覺得佢即腳尖落地，腳踭離地，同埋成個人挨後咧好賊嘅。即係一般人行路唔會個人嘅重心挨晒向後啦，腳尖掂地啦，係咪？即腳踭又離地喎，你諗下，係咪呢啲好賊嘅 motion？ 咁我自己覺得咧24咧係一個即係我覺得係作為一個賊嘅 motion 係一個好重要嘅 motion 嚟嘅。So maybe I will mark it here. I will highlight it because I think this frame is very important because I think only the fifth will walk like this. Okay, so I will check the frame by frame again, and maybe I can find one more or two more, which is also important. Okay, maybe I will find this one as well. Okay. Maybe I will find this one is also important to show it look like a fifth. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to check the animation or the motion frame by frame and see maybe you will find one or two motion which is very important. Okay, is very significant of this motion. Okay, and then you need to mark it down. Okay, you can remember the frame number, for example 19. Maybe I find that this motion is very important as well, so I will highlight it here. So maybe I think this two frame is very important, so I will just refer to this motion, this two motion here, and then I will further process in Photoshop. 好啦，例如好似呢個咁樣樣啦，你會見到咧，可能我頭先咧就揀咗，即係我覺得，即係你始終有一啲位咧，你覺得冇咁似賊噶嘛，即係我覺得頭先呢個啦，即係即腳尖掂地，我自己覺得最好似賊嘅，即係賊先會咁行路噶嘛。咁所以我就攞咗呢個第24格嘅嗰個 frame 咧，就攞落去 Photoshop 度做啦。咁我攞入嚟去做啲咩咧？咁我咧就會 諗下啦，究竟佢呢一個同我哋一般人行路有啲咩唔同咧？咁我就會 study 下，佢原來個人咧個重心咧係會有少少拉後嘅喎。So I would once I have imported into the after Photoshop, I will further analyze the body. Okay, the body motion of this character. I will find that the body actually they usually will lean back. Okay, it's not like this. Okay, our backbone. Okay, sometimes it should be straight. Okay, of course I know it's a little bit S shape, but I mean it's quite straight. But this time the character is leaned backward. Okay, and then you will also see that they were using the toe, okay, to hit the ground, okay, instead of the full feet to hit the ground, okay. So I find that the toe is very important as well. So I can see this is the body motion. Okay, I briefly draft something like this, and so that I will understand more about the mechanism of the joints or the body. Okay, you can see this is my arms and limbs, my hand, my palms, okay? And you will also see my neck, okay? It try to shorten the length of the neck, okay? You can see, okay? Only the fifth motion will something like this, okay? They shorten the neck, okay? 咁你見到條頸都好得意喎，即係賊咧先至會咁縮埋條頸嘅喎，係嘛？你見到個頭咧都有少少即係挨後少少啊，咁呢啲都係一啲好賊嘅 motion。好啦，咁我大約知道咗係咁嘅時候咧，咁好啦，我咪之後將來我要畫我個公仔，即係我個 animation，舉例佢都係個賊嘅 motion，咁我就要知道啦，原來佢喐嘅時候咧，佢原來係會向後傾啦，跟住腳尖掂地啦，跟住你會見到咧，佢其實你留意下嗰啲 motion 咧，佢個手咧有少少離開身體嘅。即係佢唔會個胳肋底唔會黐住咗個身體嘅，即係你見到呢度都係啲即係你可以 study 嘅嘢。咁到你將來畫嘅時候，你就會知道原來我要畫呢啲嘢。跟住同埋你見到佢條頸係會縮起啦，跟住個頭有少少挨後啦。咁去做。So you can see I try to analyze based on the reference video. So you will see that the reference video actually is very important. It can help us to understand the gesture and also the body language of the whole body. And after you have analyzed this and how you transfer it into your animation, okay? Because sometimes you know that your character is a very cute character like this, okay? So this one is a normal character. I mean normal guy, okay? So it doesn't fit to this body proportion, right? So what I'm going to do next is I will try to scale it down, okay? Maybe my character is quite short and then I will try to make it very short, okay? So that I can still refer to the motion here. 咁我咧，因為你都明白啦，有陣時你哋做緊 animation，你啲 character 係好 Q 噶嘛，未必係真人比例。雖然我頭先分析就用一個真人去比例去分析啦，咁但係實際你做個 animation，佢就係可能有一個卡通化咗嘅 character 嚟嘅喎。咁我咧就會跟住就會縮細呢個骨架啦，跟住咧我就會 base on呢個骨架，即係諗咗嘅嘢啦，例如佢有少少寒背嘅，跟住佢隻腳咧會踏前，腳尖咧可能掂地嘅，咁咧我咧就會 base on呢條骨架咧，跟住個手咧，你見到佢會壓起啦，係咪？壓起啦隻手，咁我咧就會好 rough 咁樣咧，去 draft 咗啲佢嘅可能啦，即係佢跟翻佢細粒啲啦。So you can see I try to reference to the new skeleton, and then I will try to draw my character. Okay, if my character is a very cute character, okay, I mean the proportion is really small. Okay, so that is my outcome. Okay, so this is what I did. Okay, actually I refer from this one. Okay, the original one. I'm sorry. I refer to this original one, the character. And then I will try to analyze how his back, what is move of the necks, okay? But of course, you can see that I have exaggerated a lot for the joint. Okay, you can see that the arm, I will exaggerate it, and you can see the knee here, okay? Actually, the body should be like this, the knee, but I try to exaggerate it like this. Okay, so because you know that is animation, so you have to exaggerate it。咁你見到咧，其實呢個就係我畫咗嘅，即係我 base on 咧頭先嗰啲骨架，我分析完啦，我知道哇個人係會挨後啦，我見到條頸係會縮起啦，跟住啲手係會壓起啦。咁我 study 咗呢一樣嘢之後，其實我就可以畫落去我自己嘅 character 度咯。所以有啲同學你係唔需要擔心話，咦我嗰個拍 reference 係真人，但係我個 character 係一個好 Q 嘅 character，咁點印咧？咁其實我一樣。唔係印，其實大家即係唔好話係印呢一樣嘢咯，唔係印嘅，而係我哋去嘗試去分析佢啲骨架啦，係啦，你見到我呢個就係我分析咗佢骨架啦，然之後咧我睇翻佢個身啊、腰啊、手啊、腳啊點擺，然之後咧我咪照版轉畫翻出嚟咯。咁當然啦，我就加工咗好多啦。你又加工咗啲咩？無論當然係服飾上啦，因為例如你拍 reference 嘅時候，未必個角色即係你個演員未必着到真係你想要嗰個角色咁樣造型噶嘛，係咪？咁我就要畫翻佢嘅服飾啦。例如佢係賊嘅，我咪着翻佢似賊咯，係咪？咁跟住你都見到我就誇張咗好多嘅啲 motion 啦，係咪？即係動畫嚟㗎嘛，梗係會誇張啲啦。咁所以你見到咧，我呢個其實個 character 嘅比例咧，呢啲係啲三頭身、四頭身，咁其實係冇關係嘅，照樣可以做到嘅。咁我咪照樣去 reference 咗，我就可以設計到佢個動作係咁樣啦。咁我咪咁其實我就唔止仲有呢個動作嘅，咁我仲有呢個動作我都覺得重要嘅就係佢提腿呢個動作啦。咁我都可以繼續用翻呢個 character 咧，就去畫翻呢一個嘅。咁所以你見到咧，其實一個賊嘅動作啦，或者任何一個你哋睇咗嘅 reference video 都好啦，其實我哋最重要嘅地方咧，其實未必話係逐格去印，而係你最緊要嘅地方咧，應該係你分析嗰個 motion 個動作個人嘅肢體係點樣特別，跟住你睇下成個動態裏面有冇邊一格 frame 啊，或者兩格 frame 啊，甚至乎可以三格 frame 嘅，你都覺得好緊要啊！即係冇咗佢咧，你根本表現到佢唔似一個賊嘅。係啦，咁你就好似我咁樣咯，將佢淨係抽嗰幾格出嚟咯，跟住去分析，跟住淨係畫嗰幾格，咁呢啲咧就已經係叫做 key pose 啦。So actually you will see this is the key pose, okay? Because you will see that starting from all this image, a lot, right? You have to pick, okay, one or two, or maybe two or three. It really depends on how complicated of the motion. So maybe I find this two motion is very significant to showing a fifth motion. Okay, so I will only select these two. So this is the key pose actually. Okay, because I know that someone is still wondering what it mean by the key pose, because you know that the CA and also the EA, you're going to working on the key pose. But if you don't know what is key pose, you're not able to finish the assignment, right? So the key pose actually is some very significant motion, okay, of a character. Okay, for example, maybe this two. Okay, sorry, this two. Okay, and then you need to analyze it, and then you need to replace it with your character, just like this one. Okay, I analyze it and replace with my character. Okay, so that's how I finish. Okay, because of course I haven't finished yet because I've still got this one. Okay, I actually I need to replace this one with my this cute fifth character, but I didn't do it. Okay, so for every shot, you have to reference to your animatic. You have to read the shot very carefully, and then you need to capture the video and analyze it, and you have to know which position is the most important, and then you select some, and then you need to draw and replace with your character. Okay, just like what I showed you in last week. Okay, 咁就好似我上個禮拜 show 俾你睇啦，啲同學仔以前做咗嘅嘢啦，佢都係一樣做咗同樣嘅嘢嘅，又俾翻嗰個舊嘅例子俾大家睇啦。So I will show you this again. I hopefully now you will more understand about the relationship between the reference video and also the key pose drawing. Okay, so after showing you the after showing you the demonstration, now you should understand more. For example, here, okay, you will see this is the shot, okay, the guy is warning, so he had to capture it in After Effects and analyze frame by frame, and then he find out, okay, the student find that this pose every time two legs is spread out is the most important pose of this character. Okay, so he captured this one and this one and also this one. Okay, so you find this one, and also this one is the most important one, the most important pose, okay, of this shot. Okay, so after he's analyzed it, and he also need to study the motion of the character, how the arms move, okay, how the body weight shift, and after he analyze it, and he will transform it into the key pose, something like this. So you can see he only draw all the key pose with the leg, okay, which is spread out, okay, like this one, and also this one. Okay, see, you can see that why he doing like this, okay? And you can see that the character is very cute. The proportion is completely different with this guy, okay? But he will also, after he analyze it and he transform it into this character. 咁你見到咧，即係其實頭呢一 part 今日講嘅內容咧，你見到就係佢哋點樣去分析拍咗條片。例如頭先講咗啦，你拍咗條片唔係拍完就算嘅，我哋就要分析啦，邊幾個動作你覺得係最重要嘅？我自己覺得就好似呢個同學仔啦，佢會覺得擘大腳呢個咪最重要咯。嗱，一個、兩個都係擘大腳，係嘛？第三個。佢覺得喺成個動作裏面最緊要你知道佢係一個跑嘅動作啊，係咪？咁佢就攞咗呢3個嘅動作啦，係咪？咁佢就要分析啦，嚟好似呢個，原來佢會見到咧個人咧嚟隻手會擺後啦，跟住另一隻手會擺前啦，有少少人向前傾啦，係咪？咁佢 study 咗呢啲嘢啦，佢就將呢堆嘢咧佢明咗啦，係咪？跟住就試下畫落自己嗰個 key pose 度啦。嗱，呢啲就係 key pose 咯。嗱，你見到點解實格嘅咧就係咁啊？佢唔需要畫好多格㗎，見到佢有個人向前傾啦，係嘛？佢隻手咬後啦，其實你呢度見到嘅，佢有擺後嘅，係咪？佢用個擺後呢個動作，跟住佢又向前傾啦。其實佢呢度都有向前傾嘅個人，係啦。咁你就見到佢咧，將佢分析咗嘅嘢咧，佢真係有嘗試放翻落個 key pose。咁呢啲就係 key pose 啊，即係唔使話好多格嘅，每一個 shot 啊，聽清楚，每一個 shot 你拍完啦，跟住你就分析佢啦。可能每一個 shot 裏面有2至3個啊。2格啊，或者3、4格啊，你覺得係好緊要嘅，嚟表達緊嗰個 shot 嗰個主角喺度做啲咩嘅，咁咪淨係畫嗰幾格得啦。咁你話吓，咁中間啲格數咁點啊？中間嘅格數咧就係我哋由 key pose 有咗之後咧，我哋就會畫埋中間嘅 in between 㗎啦。咁我哋但係 CA1 同埋 EA 咧，我哋暫時就會即係做 key pose 個部分先啫。係啦，咁 in between 我哋遲下都會再講嘅。咁我哋先明咗咩叫 key pose 先啦。So you can see that the key pose is something like this, okay? It looked like not a continuous movement, okay? You can see the motion is a little bit choppy, okay? Because they only draw the key pose. They haven't finished the in-between yet. But it's very important because we have to, based on the key pose, okay? Once you finish the key pose, we will continue working on the in-between later. Okay, after a few weeks, okay, we were working on the in-between. Okay, so now you need to do the key pose first. 係啦，咁所以咧，我哋咧就會做即係 key pose 先啦。咁呢個就係我哋第一步需要做嘅嘢啦。 好，咁我哋咧，而家咧我又會轉一轉翻咧，去翻今堂嘅notes 嗰度啊。So I will going back to the notes of today. We will continue working on the key post things. OK。咁我哋咧就會轉翻去今堂嘅 notes 咧，繼續講 key post 呢樣嘢啦。好，等我。嗱，呢啲 notes 咧記得啊，我哋都會放翻上喺 Moodle 裏邊啦，咁你哋自己可以去 download。So you can see that all the notes I will upload into the Moodle, so you can download it later. And today, what we are going to focus is about the key post. Okay, so you briefly understand. You should understand a bit on about what is the key post, right? 好啦，咁我哋咧即係當然就講翻即係既然大家都有少少理解個 key post 咁有啲同學話我完全都仲係未了解喎，唔緊要，一路做你就會一路了解㗎啦。其實都唔需要太擔心，因為我哋會堂上面咧即係會要你哋即係一路做啲啊，交啲啊，等你即係。唔使自己下下都翻屋企做，跟住唔識做唔識問啦。咁所以我哋會堂上面一個 step 一個 step 咁同你去做，希望咧即係你哋係可以掌握得清楚啲咩叫 key post 嘅。So starting from today, I will explain more about the CA1. And if you still have a bit some questions about the key post, no worry, because we will working on that in the lesson. Actually, I will give you some time to working on it. So if you encounter problem when you're working on the CA1, just feel free to ask, okay? And then I will explain you more, and then you will understand more what is about the key post. OK，咁我先再講多次 CA1係啲乜啦。雖然上個禮拜都有講過一次㗎啦，不過始終你上次唔好明咩叫 key post 咧，咁你可能唔好知啦。咁我哋咧首先咧，我哋個 CA1咧就係你要喺你個 animatics 裏面啦，揀一段約30秒嘅高潮嘅段落。係啦，咁首先因為你 animatic 應該每一組都會有啦，咁你哋就會喺你嗰個 animatic 裏面咧揀一段係高潮嘅，大約 around 30秒嘅一段落。咁跟住你就應該咧揀完之後咧，你就會大約知道啦，呢一段嘅高潮嘅段落有牽涉到幾多個角色啦。咁好似頭先你見到我嘅例子咧，就牽涉咗其實係個男主角啦，同埋有隻狗嘅。係咪？咁當你 select 咗嘅時候，你就會知道有幾多個角色喺呢一段片裡面㗎啦。咁點解我要知道幾多個角色咧？因為你知道幾多個角色，你先至去拍 reference 㗎嘛。你唔知道幾多個角色，你點拍咧？係咪？咁我就要數啦。有幾多個角色咧？原來我就知道有個人啦，又咪有隻狗啦。Okay, so for the CA1, you know that for your final year project, you have got the animatics already. So maybe your animatic is about 2 or 3 minutes. No worry, doesn't matter. You only need to select the climax sequence. Okay, the climax sequence you would do first. Okay, do the climax sequence first. Hopefully, it will about 30 seconds. Okay, after you select the climax sequence, you should know how many characters is showing up in this climax sequence. For example, I've just shown you the video, okay, the dog and the boy. Okay, you'll see that for the whole sequence, you will see the character. There are 2 characters, the boy and also the dog. Okay, once you know these 2 characters, you will start analyze this character. You'll start to design the motion of these 2 characters. For example, one of your character is a dog. Of course, you need to observe a lot of motion of a dog, how the dog run, how the dogs walk, how the dog behave very angry. Okay, so you have to analyze the motion of each character. For example, maybe the other character is a boy. You need to analyze what is the motion of a boy. You may think that is very easy, but you have to think carefully. The motion of a boy is quite different from the motion of you, okay? Because you're a young adult, okay? Our body proportion is quite different from a boy because the setting of this little boy is about 6 years old, something like that. Okay, we won't walk like a 6 years old boy, right? Okay, we walk like an adult. Okay, so you have to analyze how a boy walk, okay, instead of an adult walk. Okay, it's quite different. Okay, if you want to make a very good animation, you have to know the difference between these two settings. Okay, if you're not working on an animation, I know some of your project is working on the virtual idol or 10K or virtual set, something like this. No worry, I will give you an animation. I will give you an animatics from our former graduates, okay? Because we got a lot of animatics. And after today's lesson, I will upload some animatic into the Moodle, so you can pick one. Okay, you can pick one animatic there, and then you need to select the climax sequence and start working on the assignment. 咁你因為我都知道有啲同學仔咧，佢唔係做即係佢可能個 final year project 唔係做緊自己嘅動畫嘅。有啲同學我知道佢哋係做緊啲 client 嘅 project，例如有啲同學做緊 10K 啦，跟住有啲同學做緊 virtual set 啦，有啲同學做緊virtual idol 啦。咁佢哋又要做啲乜咧？咁我就會俾一條片你嘅，俾一條 animatic 你。咁嗰啲 animatic 都係我哋以前同學仔嘅即係做嘅啲作品啦。咁然之後咧，你哋就照樣喺成段裡面揀30秒嘅高潮咯，跟住照樣分析有幾多個角色喺裏面咯，跟住照樣做晒所有嘢嘅啫，係冇分別嘅。我就會喺今日落咗堂啦，我就會 upload 啲 animatic 上喺 Moodle 裏邊啦。咁如果你哋係做緊一啲唔係自己故仔嘅 animation 嘅話咧，咁就需要喺 Moodle 度 download 呢啲我俾你嘅片啦。咁當然啦，如果你哋自己本身係做緊有自己 final year project 嘅咧，一定係做翻自己嘅 final year project 嘅。即係你唔可以話啊，其實我做緊自己有我自己嘅 animation 即係有 animation 嘅 final year project，但我可唔可以照做人哋嗰啲舊嘅 animatic 咧？就唔得嘅，明唔明我意思啊？咁好似頭先我俾你睇嗰條片嘅例子啦，即係你見到嗰個男仔追嗰個例子啦。咁我哋喺成條片裏面，我哋就會揀30秒，我哋覺得最重要嘅嗰段落啦。咁就係個男仔俾隻狗追嘅。咁我哋 select 咗呢一段大約30秒嘅段落啦。咁我哋就會大約知道喺呢一段落裏面有幾多個角色係喺呢條片裏面出現啦。因為我哋點解咁重要要知道幾多個角色喺呢一段片裏面咧？因為我哋跟住就可以 base on 呢一樣嘢咧，我哋去揾一啲分析啦。例如佢係隻狗啊嘛，其中個角色係咪？咁我哋就要 study 下狗係點行路㗎？4隻腳㗎嘛，係咪？咁4隻腳嘅動物係點行路嘅咧？你得閒留意下啦，我唔講俾你聽住，我梗係知啦，係咪？有咩唔同？咁狗行路係點嘅咧？狗跑步係點嘅咧？狗如果嬲嘅時候會點嘅咧？佢點樣去呈現佢嬲呢個狀態咧？咁我哋就需要分析啦，因為佢會影響喺你個動作將來個設計上面。喂，例如你嗰幕你想講隻狗好嬲到發癲咁樣嘅，喂，咁你都要知隻狗啊嬲嘅時候係點樣噶嘛？咁你先至可以 animate 㗎，係咪？如果唔係嘅話，你純粹以為擘大個口就係嬲咩？咁唔係噶嘛。咁跟住同埋我知道個角色係一隻狗啊嘛，咁唔係 sorry 係另一個角色係個男仔啊嘛。咁其實個男仔你要好小心地留意唔同你哋咯，即係唔同大家係已經成年人啦。咁所以咧，你用你自己嘅心態去行路，或者你扮俾人追，其實係好唔同嘅。同一個小朋友，我假設佢一個6歲嘅小朋友，一個6歲嘅小朋友同大人行路係完全唔一樣㗎。即係你得閒，如果你去公園咧，觀察下啲細路行路啊，細路去玩啊，其實同大人係好唔同嘅。係咪？咁你一定要 observe 一個小朋友佢點行路嘅咧，同大人行路係唔同噶嘛。所以你唔可以用自己嘅行路嘅方式行路咯。即係如果你個角色係個小朋友，所以上一次你見到我俾你睇過有啲同學以前做嘅作品咧，佢係做細路仔咧，佢嘗試揾細路仔去拍嘅。例如你嘅角色係女仔，盡量睇下你哋有冇組員 有女同學就用女同學去扮，就唔好男同學扮女仔角色去做啲動作，因為男同女係完全好唔同㗎，明唔明我意思啊？所以我哋就要喺你呢條片咯，揀30秒啦，然之後咧就揀邊個角色啦，咁然之後去做啦。Okay, and then you need to, okay, once you select the clips, okay, once you select the climax sequence, okay, you further to think about what happened in this sequence, okay, what is the emotion or what is the situation at this moment, okay, you need to show all the emotion or the everything on the character motion, okay, just like what I show you, the dog is chasing a boy. Okay, you will know that that is the climax. It should be create some tension. Okay, so you have to create some dynamic feelings. Okay, the boy is so scary, and then the dog is chasing after him. So you have to understand well about the story setting. Okay, so that you will add up some extra motion to tell the story, just like this one. 咁例如你見到其實當你select咗一段段落之後啦，咁你咧就要再努力啲去咧留意翻個故仔嗰個設定，嗰刻嗰 motion 嗰幕其實係發生緊乜事咧？唔係淨係追咁簡單嘅，你細心啲留意下。佢追得嚟咧，個小朋友係好驚嘅，你要知道係咪？咁所以咧，佢就會再加咗一啲extra 嘅一啲元素放咗落去嗰個動作裡面嘅，令到個動作更加清楚嘅。咁咧，sorry 啊，我唔係想 show 嗰條片，等一陣。Okay, actually, I would like to show you another video, so wait for a moment, please. Okay. So you can see this one, okay, once you select the clips, you have to understand about the situation here, okay. The boy actually is so scary, okay. So you can see what he add up into this motion. He add a turning head here, okay, because if something is running after you, you will know that you will sometime will turn your head and see where is your enemy, okay. So you will see that actually he adds something here, okay, to show that he's so scary and he tried to running away from this character, okay. So you can see that what he add up here. 咁你見到佢加咗啲咩元素落去啊？即係佢嗱，你 select 咗段 clip 啦，咁跟住你知道佢要俾人追啦，咁跟住你見到佢係好仔細地諗翻呢一幕佢發生咩事，佢會諗下，喂呢個僆仔幾歲，即係細路仔啦，梗係好驚啦！你成日俾啲好恐怖嘅嘢追你係咪？咁你梗係驚㗎。咁你成日俾人追，你會點啊？你梗係會回頭望，喂死啦！佢追到我未啊？未追到，你就可以鬆一口氣啫。佢追到你好近，你好驚青㗎嘛。咁所以佢就加咗啲擰轉頭嘅動作啦，嚟表示佢呢一幕佢真係好驚，佢好驚嗰隻狗就快追到佢啦。咁佢呢度係冇拍喺一條片裡面嘅，呢啲係佢分析完之後，佢點樣再加強嗰個故事嘅感覺咧？佢就加咗啲咩元素落去嗰個故仔裡面咯。So you can see that he tried to enhance the storytelling. So he add the turning head, okay, so that you will feel the scare, okay, of this little boy, okay. So it's trying to you have to think about how the character will move or how the character will act, okay. Once you have understand more about your story, and then you need to do some of the research. For example, if your character is a dog, you just listen to me. You need to do a lot of research and research how the dog will run, how the dog will walk. Okay, you need to do a lot of different observation. You can download some reference from the YouTube. For example, because your character is a dog, maybe it's hard for you to capture a dog video by yourself. So maybe you can do it from the internet. You can search some video from the internet. Maybe you find something good reference from the internet, okay? But if some video that it should be captured, it should be easier for you to capture. You should capture by yourself. 咁你當你知道晒個故仔啦，係咪？你又分析個角色啦，咁你就要揾一啲 research 啦。好似頭先講啦，喂，你個故仔係講隻狗嘅喎，咁你連隻狗點樣行路你都唔識嘅，咁就唔得啦，係咪？咁你就要揾一啲片啦。咁例如狗咧，我唔會叫你。即係點講咧？狗我唔會叫你自己拍嘅，即係咩叫自己拍咧？我唔會叫你扮隻狗追個人嘅，因為咁樣係冇意思嘅。你點跑都唔會似隻狗啦，係咪先？即係揾嘢嚟搞咩？係啦，咁你如果想講，好似呢個 case 咁，個人俾隻狗追，咁我最好嘅方法係咩啊？我上網揾一啲片，可能我揾到多咧啲即係可以係電影都得嘅，即係喺啲狗咯，係啦，狗係點跑嘅咧？咁你總揾好多嘅，係咪？咁你就可以揾一啲網上面嘅 footage 啦，係啦，即係我上次都有解釋過噶嘛，即係例如你跳舞嘅。你做乜鬼要自己跳啫？係咪？你又嗱，除非你自己都係專業嘅跳舞啦，係咪？否則我都有講過，有啲情況底下，我唔想你哋自己拍嘅。當然有大部分嘅情況，我都想你哋自己拍翻嘅，亦都好希望係你哋自己拍翻自己嘅，係啦。咁但係有一啲情況底下係唔適合噶嘛，例如一啲專業嘅嘢，例如我上次講過嘅功夫啊、跳舞啊，你都冇可能做到人哋咁嘛，係咪？咁你老人家，你都唔係老人家，你扮老人家嚟做乜鬼嘢啫？你扮極都唔會似噶嘛，係咪？咁呢啲情況我就會建議你上網揾嘅，係啦。咁你揾完之後咧，你就要畫嗰啲 key pose 咯。係啦，即係當你 research 完啦之後咧，你就開始就可以畫你啲 key pose。So once you have finished researching all the relevant online video, okay, about your characters, and then you can apply what you have observed, and then working on your key pose, okay。咁所以咧，你見到啦，就係其實即係希望今日頭呢一部分咧，就解釋咗即係大家個 C1 要點樣做啦，即係。拍完啲片咁有咩用嘅咧？咁或者點用法咧？點樣擺落個功課度咧？咁希望就頭先就解釋多少少清晰啲，等大家知啦。咁但係都唔需要太擔心嘅，因為咧我會一路咧隔一堂啊，我又要你拍片㗎啦，我就會因為你哋揀咗個30秒㗎啦嘛嘅 climax 啦，咁我就會叫你哋開始自己拍下片㗎啦。咁所以咧唔需要太擔心嘅。咁因為我哋下個禮拜唔係下個禮拜，我哋下個禮拜 public holiday 嚟㗎嘛，咁我哋再下一個禮拜返學咧就已經返嚟學校啦。咁所以大家咧即係喺學校啦，咁就變咗又唔會有好似上次嗰個限制啦，就屋企太窄啦，拍唔到啲 reference 咯喎。咁因為我哋返嚟學校咧，我哋就會有充足嘅空間咧，大家可以拍 reference 咯喎。So hopefully you will understand more about the first assignment, the CA1, about the key pose drawing. You will know that when you were working on the CA1, you have to capture the reference video, but you know that we've got the public holiday in next week. Okay, I mean the next Thursday and Friday. So you will come back to school on with this lesson on 8th of October. So you are all back to school. Okay, so you will have more room, okay, for you to capture the video, because I know that you got some problem in last week because maybe some of you your home is quite small and cloud, and it's not easy for you to capture the video. For example, maybe your shot is about running, but actually you cannot run in your house, okay, or your home, okay, because it's too small, okay. But when you come back to school, you can make good use of the campus. Okay, the Hong Kong DI campus, we got a lot of corridor, a lot of space. Okay, we got some staircase as well. So you got a lot of space. Okay, so you should able to capture the reference video, right? 好啦，咁呢 part 咧就講完啦。咁咧跟住咧，我哋就去翻你哋咧上次交俾我嗰啲嘅片啦。So now is the time to give you some feedback on what you have submitted in last week about the water scooping video. I find some of you did quite a good job, okay, about the lifting up an object exercise, okay. I just select some, okay, and then I explain what did you how to improve your work or did you good at did a good job, okay。咁我咧就揀即係一部分一啲啦，我就唔會 show 晒嘅。咁啊，即係做得好嘅同學仔，我又會同佢分析下佢做得好嘅嘢啦。OK，或者有啲嘢佢做得唔好嘅，我都會解釋一下啦。So I would not show you all, but I will select some and I explain what is the good and what is the bad things they did. OK，咁首先第一位同學啦。咁其實佢呢個咧 lifting light 咧，呢個咧第一個咧，我覺得佢係即係拎最輕個 object 啊嘛。其實佢係有少少即係我諗 roll 得慢咗嘅嗱，佢已經拎起咗，冇咗拎嗰個 motion 啦，係咪啊？咁所以咧，即係下次自己要小心啲啦。咁當然啦，今次我又唔係嘅，即係唔計分唔成嘅，唔使驚，係啦，即係你係啦，即係咁純粹提你啫，即係你之後咧真係拍 photo scooping 嘅時候咧，記得啦。拍嘅嘢一定係喺條片嘅裏面咯，就唔好冇咗啦。So you can see this is the first clip that I would like to share with you. Actually, he's talking about lifting a very light object, okay? But accidentally, he skipped the first part, okay? Lifting, okay? The part of lifting, okay? So just be careful. Okay, it's no worry because I didn't mark I won't mark you okay at this moment. Just want to remind you because in the future when you're working on your assignment, it's very important to you have to make sure you have to capture all the things in the clips. Okay, otherwise you have to reshoot it. Okay, we capture again. 咁到第二條片啦，係啦，嗱你見到都好輕鬆嘅，即係一般咧即係我意思就咩叫好輕鬆咧？因為第二個 object 係重啲啊嘛，咁仍然都係屬於輕嘅類別啦。咁所以咧，你見到佢係好輕易用手指咧就可以 lift 得起啦。咁其實佢用到係手指呢樣嘢咧，其實已經係 show 到輕啦。咁當然咧，有啲同學話死啦，我唔係用手指，我用晒成隻手去 lift 喎，係咪有問題咧？唔係，只係佢諗。輕咧，我就用手指已經 lift 得起啦。咁佢識得去嘗試諗呢一樣嘢啦，咁 OK 嘅，我覺得。So you can see that this time he tried to lift this object is a bit heavier. Okay, so you can see that the fingertips. Okay, here you can see that how he lift the object. Okay, using the fingers. Okay, he can able to lift it up, so can show it to you, which is quite light, okay? But of course it's heavy, a little bit heavier than the previous one. And then this one is heavier. Okay, so you can see that he tried to lift it up, but he failed the first time. Okay, and then he lifted it up again. Okay, in his second attempt. 咁你見到今次呢個咧，就想 show 俾你睇咧，佢重啲啦，係嘛？咁你見到咧，佢做啲咩啊？佢第一次，咦，拎唔起喎。係嘛？跟住先至拎得起喎。咁呢個咪就交代到，原來佢重啲所以拎唔起啦。同埋佢有隻手伸直咗呢個元素咧，佢交代咗嗰樣嘢係重啲啊。你越輕咧，係可以之前咁樣，佢可以屈曲手踭。你見到佢屈曲嘅手踭嘅，但係佢重啲嘅 object 咧，你見到佢會伸直嗱，伸直嘅手，拎唔起喎，係嘛？咁原來呢啲咁細微，原來我隻手伸直定曲埋，原來已經呈現到個 object 係重與輕啦。咁呢個就係大家要即係有陣時拍呢啲片咧，就係要 observe 呢啲嘢咯。Okay, so this is the last one. You can see he tried to lift it up. Okay, this one is really, really heavy. So this time he tried to do the third attempt. Okay, so that finally he lifted up. Okay, and then you can see this time he tried to using his whole body. Okay, full body. Okay, you can see that he tried to using his another hand to help it to lift it up. Okay, so you can see that he tried. I think he did a quite interesting job. He tried to use his whole body, the whole body language to show the motion. Okay, to lift the object. This one is try to lift up a very light object. But I like the design of the motion. I think everybody can watch it carefully. Why I think that her design is quite interesting, because I like the other hand, the other arm like this, because this gesture look like a female. I like this one。咁我覺得咧，佢做得好得意咧，就係佢唔係佢拎嘢嗰隻手，我覺得佢另一隻手係好嘅，即係咧好輕嘅嘢咧，同埋好女性化呢個動作。呢啲咧係啲 motion 嘅 design，即係舉例你想表達佢個女性嘅角色，其實你不妨可以諗呢啲，哇隻手咁樣遞起係好女性化嘅，所以我會覺得做一個動作唔係只係做一個動作咁簡單，你諗下個背後呢個拎起嘢呢個動作係一個男拎啊，一個女拎起啊，定係啲咩啦？咁如果係一個女仔拎起，咁點樣呈現佢個女仔拎起，而唔一個男仔去拎起啊？咁好似佢咁啊，哇！佢加咗呢隻手，我好清楚佢一定係個女仔啦。係咪？所以我覺得佢呢個設計，雖然我冇講啦，但係佢好得意地自己諗咗出嚟，然之後去做出嚟，係咪？咁我覺得係好有趣嘅。So you can see that although this class exercise I only ask you to lift up an object, but this student is very interesting and she's thinking about the design of the motion. She's thinking about who is picking up this object. She's thinking about this is a female character to lift it up an object, okay? So that you can see the gesture of the other arm, okay? It's really look like a female character, okay? So you won't apply this to a male character, right? So I think this is the important of the motion design, okay? So what I want you to learn in this module is about motion design. So you need to think about what is this character, what is the personality of this character, how old is this character. Actually, all these different setting, they should act very different. Okay, different age of the character, they will act very differently. Okay. 咁我覺得佢好得意嘅，咁呢個就重啲啦。嗱，見唔見到佢重啲？點樣去交代佢重啲啊？頭先輕佢單手，今次重啲佢用雙手，係嘛？你用雙手先表現到重量㗎嘛。So you can see that for a very light object, you can lift up with one arm. Okay, but this one is heavier, so she tried to lift it up with two arms. Okay, so you can see that this is heavier. Okay, so I like this one. So that you can see that how she behaved, that this is very heavy. She got some reaction, okay, because she lift up something very heavy on her shoulders, so he will lean down a bit, okay, to show that object is really, really heavy. 咁你見到佢今次呢個做得好得意咧，就係佢拎起嘅時候，佢點樣？佢坐低咗個人啊，好似你托起啲嘢，哇！突然間啲嘢重重地咁樣砸咗落你嘅膊頭度，咁你咪成個人會踎一踎低咯。嗱，其實即係你諗下，呢啲就係個動作上面嘅 design 啦。咁佢就諗得好好啦。啊，點樣去呈現好重嘅嘢咧？坐低係嘛？咁就係個好好嘅表現手法啦。跟住呢個最重啦，佢點拎咧？你睇下，哇！拎唔起啊！係嘛？佢先放喺個膊頭度，再托一托，係嘛？即係嗱，佢想 show 呢個好重嘅嘢。So you can see this time she tried to show this is really 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 heavy object. So you can see that how her body move. Okay, she leaned down and she tried to using the full body. Okay, the back, the shoulder, and the hips and the legs. Okay, to lift it up. Okay, so I think that she did a really good job. Okay, because she really designed how the motion move. Okay, how the character move, and I think Paro, I like the last one most. Okay, although I think that the first three he also did a really good job, but I want to share the last one with you because I think the last one is quite interesting. 咁 Power 嗰個咧，我淨係 show 最尾嗰個啦，但因為其實佢前面嗰啲都 OK 嘅，即係都做得好嘅，但我覺得最後呢個最得意嘅。 Okay, you can see he tried to lift up the final one. The final one is really, really heavy. So he tried to try to lift it up. But you can see he cannot. He tried different ways. Okay, he tried to lift it up and he think about it, how to lift it up. Okay, so he give up finally. Okay, I think his idea is really, really interesting. I didn't say that you have to lift it up, right? So he tried to do a few times, but he failed finally. But I like it. You can see that how he body, how the motion of the full body, and you can see the emotion. Okay, you can see how he leaned back. Okay, I think he tried to using the whole body language and also the emotion. Okay, the facial expression. Okay, to show the subject is really, really heavy. Okay, so it's very important. 咁你見到 Paro 呢個咧，佢連個表情啊都做埋嘅，其實啱唔啱？其實要嘅，其實真係唔係淨係個手部動作啦、腳嘅動作啦、全身嘅動作啦，其實連個表情你見到其實都好重要嘅喎。咁你見到頭先 Paro 嗰個咧，佢做得好好咧，其實佢連個表情啊、佢條頸啊，哇，佢都做晒俾你睇，交代佢係好重、好重、好重嘅 object，所以我覺得咧佢都做得好好嘅，我覺得。Okay, so I'll show you some of the work from your classmate. I also think that they did a good job, but of course, for those I didn't show, doesn't mean you didn't did a good job. Some of you also did a good job, but I only want to share some very interesting idea with you. OK，咁有啲同學仔我唔 show 嗰啲係咪代表佢做得唔好咧？唔係嘅，其實有好多同學都做得好好嘅，係啦。咁有啲同學仔咧想表達嗰樣嘢好輕咧，佢就會拋嚟拋去嘅，咁係好 make sense 嘅。一啲輕嘅嘢你好輕易就可以拋嚟拋去去呈現佢好輕呢個感覺。我覺得呢個 design 都好好嘅，其實我自己覺得係啦。咁所以我唔 show 嗰啲咧，唔代表你做得唔好，係啦。只不過我頭先因為我冇可能 show 晒啫，你又冇咁多時間係咪？咁我只係覺得有啲同學仔咧，佢個諗法幾有趣，我就 share 俾你哋睇嘅啫，係啦。咁跟住咧，我哋去到第3 part 啦，就會講下咩叫 thumbnail drawing 啦。Okay, so we come to the third part of the day. I'm going to talking about the thumbnail drawing. Okay, so what do you mean by the thumbnail drawing? Okay, actually we can get some of the description about the thumbnail drawing. The thumbnail drawing actually is some very rough sketch. Okay, very rough sketch showing the motion of the character. Okay, but the motion is more detailed than what you show in a storyboard. Okay, sometime when you're looking at your storyboard, maybe you draw a character who is running and show it into the storyboard, but maybe some detail motion you didn't draw it here. Okay, so you need to think about something more detailed than the storyboard, and you have to sketch it out. Okay, and show it in a very rough sketches. 咁 thumbnail 係啲咩咧？咁好多時你哋畫咗 storyboard 啦，但係 storyboard 咧只係得一格嘅啫嘛。咁你嗰一格其實好多動作都未必show 得好仔細，其實係啲乜嚟嘅？係咪？例如你想講嗰隻角色跑過嘅啫，咁但係問題佢跑係佢咩狀態地下跑咧？好驚啊，好開心啊，好點咧？可能你好多嘢咧，你個 storyboard 都冇 show 晒出嚟嘅，即係因為你唔會畫到咁仔細噶嘛，好多時 storyboard 都。咁我哋咧就會將嗰個 storyboard 啦，再將佢 break down，將佢再拆細，係啦，再 show 得清楚啲，咁啲動作上係啲乜嘢嘢啦。咁我哋咧就會用即係 thumbnail 去呈現出嚟啦。So I would like to show you some of the sample, okay, about the thumbnails. So what I mean is, for example here. So you can see that most of the time in a storyboard, maybe you will only show a dog is run, or maybe, a dog is walking. Okay, maybe you only draw one frame to show a dog is walk, but you will not draw something like this, right? Okay, actually this is the thumbnail. Okay, maybe it's really rough. a very you only using some circle, some stick, okay, some very simple lines, okay, to show the motion. But it's very important because you can show the detailed motion of each of the storyboard 係啦。咁你見到其實佢唔使畫得好靚嘅 thumbnail，好似我而家咁樣咧，得啲圓線啊，啲直線啊，咁其實就已經好夠噶啦。咁你見到啦，其實你一般唔會喺 storyboard 畫到咁多動作噶嘛，係咪？咁你多數佢行隻狗行嘅，你就畫一格就算噶啦，咁我就知道隻狗行噶啦，係咪？咁但係你見到咧，其實 thumbnail 咧就會畫得即叫將個動作拆細啦，係畫得 detail， 即係唔係叫 detail 啲嘢，即係將個動作多啲格數去呈現個動作係啲乜啦。嗱，好似呢啲咁樣樣啦，希望可以放大啲張圖俾大家睇啊。So this is also one of the example of about the thumbnail drawing. Okay, so you can see that, for example, this is some dialogue. Okay, what means? Okay, I cannot read all the text here, but you can see that actually the character is talking about something. Okay, but you can see that he tried to break down the character, the motion into more detail. Okay, so that you can see that how the arms will move, okay, how the what is the body gesture, body language, okay, so you can see that he tried to break down, okay, maybe he's very angry, okay, so that you can see that the arms is pointing to someone, okay, so you will see that you will not do it in the storyboard, okay, so you have to draw it in thumbnail. You need to show me, okay, how you plan the motion. 咁例如好似呢個 case 咁樣樣啦，佢就係即係你唔會畫到咁仔細噶嘛喺個 storyboard 度，係咪？咁但係你見到咧，我哋就會將個動作咧就將佢拆啦，將佢咧諗得仔細啲，啲 motion 係點樣樣咧？例如喂佢嬲啊，佢嬲點樣表現佢嬲啊？可能佢會伸直隻手指住個人鬧啦，係咪？咁就代表佢嬲啦。咁你見到咧，佢就會將個動作咧 break down 啦，一啲好 rough 嘅啲 drawing 啦，去交到佢好嬲啊。咁例如好似佢呢個下面呢另一個例子都一樣啦。其實佢好似個樣好愁，跟住咧佢又好似質問緊一樣嘢咁樣樣啦，係咪？咁你見到佢啲肢體語言，咁佢質問嘅時候，佢開頭唔知係點嘅時候咧，你見到佢好垂頭喪氣啦，跟住佢好即係想質疑嘅時候咧，佢又伸長手腳咯喎，係嘛？即係你係咪咁啊？即係嗰啲咧係咪？咁你會見到佢個身體嘅語言係咧不停咁變緊。咁你見到啦，我哋又唔會一嚟就畫得好仔細噶嘛。咁我哋就可以 sketch 啊，去 brainstorm 下啦。啊，有啲咩可能性咧，去表達到個動態咧？情形就好似頭先拎 object 咁樣樣啦。你想表達佢係個女仔，咁你會點樣表達佢係一個女仔咧？係咪？原來你可以用一啲即肢體嘅語言俾我表現到佢係一個女仔，去拎起一啲嘢啦，係咪？So you can see that for example just like the lifting up exercise, okay? Why we need to break down the storyboard into a very detailed thumbnail drawing? For example, when you're lifting up the object, okay, you have to think about who is picking up the object, a male character or female character, okay? If you think that she's the one who picking up the object, okay, so you need to add some motion to her to make her like a female, okay? You need to add up some motion, okay, to show that she is a female character instead of a male character. What I need to do is I may draw it and I may draw it in the Photoshop like this. 係啦，例如即係我會覺得啊，好似你頭先咁樣啦，你做緊嗰個啊，如果你拎嘢嗰個係個女仔，你就要諗得佢仔細啲啦。啊啲動作，佢啲咩動作我會覺得佢好女仔咧？咁你可以畫得好 rough 嘅。等陣啊，我而家開嘅一個新嘅檔案，但係咧佢有少少慢啦。So actually I'm trying to create a new document, but my Photoshop is a bit slow at this moment. I cannot open it. Wait. Still nothing here. Oh yeah, here. So still waiting. So maybe I close it again. Okay, so you can see this is Photoshop. Okay, and then maybe you would like to show a female character. Okay, so you can really have a really draft one. So if you're thinking about female character, actually I would think about the gesture. Okay, if a male character, most of the time the character it will stand very straight. Okay, but if there is a female character, I will something like this. S shape, okay, just like the body shape of a female。咁我咧，如果我係做一個女仔角色咧，我會諗下佢唔係企到直一直咯，係啦，我會設計咧佢係好似彎彎地嘅，即係好似咁樣咧，即係可能咧佢會咁你當然係佢着住條裙啦，係咪？即係我會諗一啲動作啊，女仔可能咧佢會即係兩隻手合埋啊，或者即係有啲 S 嗰啲嘅 shape 咧，俾我感覺佢好女性化嘅。So you will see that when I'm thinking about a female character, I need to think very carefully, how she look like or how she act like a female. Okay, if there is an old man character, I need to think about how she act like an old man. Okay, so I need to starting with some very rough sketch like this, okay? And thinking about what is the motion. For example, if my character is a really angry character, okay, I will start thinking about this. And then maybe a very angry character, arching his back. He's so angry. His face, okay, he's very angry. You don't need to draw it very in detail. You can be very rough, just like this. Okay, but I can see the body gesture. Okay, and then I can improve it. Okay, maybe you will find that okay, not angry enough. Okay, and then maybe you will try to arch his back more. Maybe like this to show he's much angrier. Okay, so maybe I think that this is not good enough. Maybe I will modify again. 係啦，咁嚟你話，唔係喎，我話咗之後，都未夠嬲喎，你個角色。咁可能我咪再嘗試過咯。喂，我可唔可以再 arch 個 back，即係佢彎腰呢個動作再誇張啲，跟住隻腳咧再 extend 多啲。So maybe this pose is stronger, okay, to show an angry character, okay, maybe better than this one. Right? You can see this character is stronger, the body language, the body gesture, because he's arched his back a lot, okay? So you can see that he's really angry at this moment. So actually this thumbnail drawing is very important because it actually is a brainstorming process, okay? When you design the motion, okay? Instead of you drawing a very detailed version, okay? Because you know that when you're drawing a very detailed version, it takes a long time to do it. But if you found that it's not good, you have to restore it again and again, okay? So it will waste a lot of time. So what I'm going to do is I will do it with the thumbnail. A really rough version, just like this one, to experience, okay, the body gesture, the body language, if he's very good enough, okay? For example, the angry man like this, maybe I don't like the arms instead. Okay, so maybe I can withdraw the arm again, okay, until I got a very good posture, okay. 咁可能即係你發覺我用 thumbnail drawing 嘅好處就係我可以隨時改啊。喂，例如佢嬲，我覺得頭先都唔夠好。係啦，咁樣會唔會好啲啊？佢隻手指埋出嚟添啊，鬧人啊！So maybe I think that I can make good use of two arms. okay, to show he's so angry. Okay, so the thumbnail is good because you can sketch in a very quick ways. Okay, so it won't spend you waste you a lot of time, but you can think and then you can evaluate, okay, what you have drawn. You can find the best posture, okay, to show the character. Okay, so this is the thumbnail drawing. Okay, you need to break down the motion and then you need to draw it very roughly and show the detail of the motion. Okay，咁你見到 thumbnail drawing 就好似咁樣咯，其實真係有咁核，你唔可以叫核突嘅，即係好 rough 啦，係啦。咁其實就 OK 嘅啦。咁佢呢度都有講到個重點嘅就係、其實 thumbnail 咧最緊要快。好快，即係例如你頭先我都講咗啦，你做個 animation 嘅時候，你知道嗰幕發生咩事嘅時候，其實你應該大係知道嗰刻嗰個主角係諗緊乜㗎嘛，係咪？佢驚啊、開心啊、憂愁啊定點？你知㗎嘛？咁你咪將你講嗰啲所謂嘅情緒，可唔可以畫佢出嚟咧？佢點樣喺個身體語言表現到佢嗰種情緒咧？咁其實你腦裡面應該即刻就閃過咗個頭緒㗎啦，咁你咪即刻畫咯。係咪？雖然你唔需要畫得好靚，咁所以咧，你最緊要快，係啦。咁快畫完係咪就完咧？頭先你都見到我啦，嘗試畫完之後，諗翻畫得夠唔夠好啊？會唔會有一種姿勢更好啊？係咪？即係我開頭個以為嬲，原來兩隻手起就以為好啦。跟住我頭先個轉頭一剎那已經諗唔係喎，我隻手指住個人鬧我都仲嬲啲喎。即係我其實會畫完之後，我就會諗下自己而家畫得好唔好。我可能反而喺呢個 moment，我會用嘅時間更加長去執嗰啲動作夠唔夠好。咁唔夠好咪再畫過咯，係咪？因為佢快啊嘛，畫得快。唔需要畫得靚啊嘛，咁咪可以執到你成個動作係好啦，先至真係做 animation 咯。咁有啲同學就會問啦，我哋做 3D 嘅喎，可能你嗰組係做 3D animation 嚟嘅喎，角色又係 3D，場景又係 3D，咁我而家做呢啲 thumbnail drawing 有咩作用啊？其實我上一次上堂都有俾例子你睇嘅 Pixar。呢啲咁嘅大嘅 animation production house，佢哋都有做呢啲 thumbnail drawing 㗎。我上次啲片有 show 到嘅，咁如果你唔記得咗，可以睇翻上次俾你睇嘅 notes 裏面嘅片啦。佢哋都係有 plan 咗 sketch 完之後，佢度完啦，真係 OK 啦。跟住佢哋就將呢啲 sketch 咧就 pass 去俾啲 animation 嘅 department，咁嗰啲即係用 Maya 嘅人咧，佢哋就會 reference 你呢啲嘅 thumbnail，就去 key 嗰啲 motion 啦。所以你哋做嘅呢啲 thumbnail 係非常有用啊！無論你係做 2D 定做 3D，當然你做 2D 嘅話，一樣都係 based on 呢啲你 sketch 咗嘅 thumbnail，咁你咪下一轉咪畫靚佢咯。例如你頭先發覺佢嬲，佢要咁樣去向前傾，隻手要咁樣舉起，咁你咪畫翻靚咯，畫翻你隻 character 係咩樣，你咪畫翻佢咯。係 2D 喺 3D 嘅話，就 based on 呢啲 thumbnail，咁咪去 key 啲 motion 咯，係咪一樣用得到啊？So you can see that the thumbnail drawing, the most important thing about the thumbnail drawing is you have to draw it very fast, okay? And then you can evaluate it very quickly. And then you can find the best solution of the motion design, okay? But sometimes when we evaluate our drawing, it will take a long time to do it. Okay, maybe you will find the first one maybe it's not good enough, and then you will withdraw it, and then you evaluate again, and then you will finally find the best way to show the motion. Okay, so it will take a long time to evaluate what you have drawn in the thumbnail. Once you finish the thumbnail drawing, actually it will pass to another department, okay, to further working on it. For example, if you're working on a 3D animation, means your character, both the character and both the scenes, they are produced in the 3D software. Okay, actually, the animator will base on the thumbnail drawing, and then they will start keying the motion in Maya or other 3D software. Okay, if your animation is a 2D animation, they will also base on the thumbnail drawing to start drafting the keyframe and key pose. Okay, just like what we did today. Okay。係啦，咁所以咧，其實 thumbnail 係好緊要啦。咁其實咧呢度就有人講啦，即係呢啲係啲即係出面做 animation 嘅人啦，佢就講咧，其實佢哋係即係成個 animation 咧，佢哋用咗即係成個製作過程啊，做 thumbnail 呢個過程咧係大約用成30% 嘅，即係用成30%，係其實係好耐嘅。其實即係佢哋會花好多時間去揾 research 啦，跟住睇周圍嘅人啦，即係點解要睇周圍嘅人咧？因為佢睇得多咁咪可以設計啲動作咪做得好咯，係咪？跟住再設計個動作啦，其實佢哋發覺呢樣嘢係最花時間嘅。咁你花得越多時間，咁當然係你做嘅動作係最好啦，係咪？亦都係最清楚啦。咁所以咧呢一樣嘢，我哋係唔可以即係唔可以心急啊！有啲同學咧唔做呢啲 thumbnail 咧，一嚟咧就跟住 storyboard。咁就去畫 keyframe，咁去畫 key pose，咁啊開始畫 animation，其實係唔好嘅。你咁樣咧，你知你畫一張呢啲 keyframe key pose 係花時間長好多噶嘛。咁如果你連呢啲 thumbnail 你都未設計得好嘅時候，你就直接去畫 key pose 咧，其實往往出嚟個結果係最唔靚咯。係啦，咁所以一定係唔可以 skip 呢 part 啦。So this is one of the quote from an animator. They find that they spend a lot of time on the motion design about when they drawing the thumbnails. They find that the thumbnail drawing is very important. It actually take a long time to do the observation and do the research and then to brainstorm with some thumbnail drawing. It would take a long time to do it. But once they finish the thumbnail drawing, actually the animation part and also the rest of the production part, actually it will run very smooth. Okay, so we cannot skip the thumbnail part. Okay, because someone will they worry about the production time. They will try to skip the thumbnail and then they will start to draw the key pose or the keyframe, but actually it's not good. Okay, because the motion sometimes is not the best. So maybe sometime it will cause you to withdraw the frame again. Okay, so I don't think it's a good idea to skip it. The thumbnail. 咁有啲同學可能都 confuse 啦 ，storyboard 同 thumbnail 嘅分別啦。咁其實 storyboard 就係好即係簡單嘅啫嘛，其實只係將你個劇本將佢化成個 storyboard，即係將佢視覺化咗，佢變成個變成咗啲 storyboard 啦。咁但係其實 thumbnail 咧就調翻轉啦，就係每一格。因為好似一個古仔啦，你可能畫咗個 storyboard 係畫咗成60格嘅 storyboard 咁舉例啦。咁其實你每一格嗰個角色做緊嘢，咁喺度做緊啲咩咧？其實你係未畫得清楚噶嘛，係咪？咁你就要將佢 break down 做一啲 thumbnail 去 show up 啦。So maybe some of you are still confusing about the storyboard and also the thumbnail. Okay, actually the storyboard actually is visualize the script into the storyboard. But actually the storyboard is not in detail enough, okay, to show the every movement of the character. Okay, so you have to break down each storyboard, each frame of storyboard, and break down it into different motion. Okay, so when you try to understand the thumbnail, you have to think that that is the detailed version of the storyboard. Okay. 係啦，咁所以呢度寫咗啦 thumbnail 其實係啲咩？係一個 breakdown 一個 motion 嘅 breakdown 啊。好似頭先講跑步，咁跑步你就畫一格啫嘛 storyboard。咁但係問題佢點跑法咧？佢不停回頭看，再向前跑，再回頭看，再向前跑，呢啲咪 breakdown 咯，係咪？咁我就會睇得更加清楚啲姿勢啦。So actually the thumbnail is the breakdown of the motion. For example here. Okay, I'm going to show you this one because I think this one is familiar, easier for you to understand what is the thumbnail or what is the breaking down of the motion?
A breakdown is often thought of.
So you can see actually this is the breakdown of the head turn. Okay, sometimes when you're doing the storyboard, you won't draw 3 frame of something like this. Okay, 3 different posture of the head. Okay, you will not do it, right? But when we're doing the thumbnail, we will break down this head turn in a few drawings, okay, to show the detail of the head turn. For example, it's not just a head turn. You can see that we try to using the red line to show you the alignment of the eyes, but actually it's not good. Okay, so you can see that the breakdown not here. Okay, he tried to modify the one at the middle. Okay, you can see that the eye it should look down and then look up again. Okay, so you can see that the head turn is more dynamic. Okay, the first one also a head turn. This one is also a head turn, but look like a more robotic movement. Okay, you can see this one look like a robot. Okay, instead of a human, right? 咁你見到咧，嚟呢個轉頭嘅動作咧，佢就將佢即係你平時 storyboard 你一定會畫三格啦，去加到佢轉頭啦，係咪？咁其實你 break down 個動作就好似係咁樣啦，你就會睇到好仔細個頭嚟點樣轉啦。咁你見到頭先一開始嘅時候咧，佢就最簡單就轉，咁其實係唔好睇嘅。你見到佢特登用嗱，好似咁樣啦，個成個機械頭咁轉嘅啫，咁就唔係幾好睇啦。咁所以我哋就話啊，點解我哋有時會畫 thumbnail 啊？點解畫得快啊？畫得快你咪就可以改得快啊嘛。咁佢就發覺，喂，中間嗰個頭其實怎轉係好唔好睇嘅喎。佢試下將個頭個眼嘅視線向下望，咁咧佢就變咗中間呢一個樣啦。咁咧佢再做嘅時候咧，你就見到個人咧個 motion 咧就比較人性化啲啊，見唔見到啊？即係個人唔係機械啦，係咪？咁你見到呢個就係、show 到俾你睇，即係點解我哋要做 thumbnail 啊？即係點解我哋唔直接就畫 animation 咧？係咪？因為你直接畫 animation 好容易咧，就會畫咗第一個可能嘅，即係正常地就係咁啊嘛。咁原來你冇諗過，原來係可以有呢一個變化係好睇啲嘅。咁除咗佢可以變化向下望咧，佢仲可以變化向上望咧，出嚟嘅效果又好唔同嘅咯。你睇下試下去向上望會點？So actually, when we're doing the thumbnail, okay, actually it allows us to think more about different variation. Okay, for example, I've shown you what I did in the Photoshop, right? I show you here, this one, right? Because I can sketch very quickly so that I can think the first option. I can develop it into the second version. It's really good because I didn't spend a lot of time to do it. So I can think about which one is the best. Okay? So just like the video showing here. So you can see instead of they add one at the middle, he's looking down. Okay, you can see he's looking down and look up again. He can try. Okay, you can see that he tried to look down and look up. Okay, this is the first option. And then they can think the second option, okay, which is look up. Okay, try to look up and see which one is the best. Okay, you can see this is the second option. Because the thumbnail take a very short time, so it allows us to think differently and pick the best option. Okay? 咁你見到佢今次就試下，喂望上又會點咧？咁咪揀咯，係咪？即係你會見到咧，佢個好處就係你畫呢啲 thumbnail，因為佢花你嘅時間短，變咗你可以每個動作都 plan 得好，先至去慢慢再畫靚佢。如果你下下一嚟咧就畫得好靚，其實你就冇咗呢啲可能去做啲更好嘅 work 咯。呢個咧 佢就中間做個 breakdown 咧，就會 delay 嘅，有少少褪後，所以咧佢就變咗有少少好似呢個擺嘅感覺。所以你見到中間個 breakdown 就係呢樣嘢啦。跟個 breakdown 係啲乜咧？你畫成點咧？原來出嚟個效果咧，就已經可以有好唔同嘅結果咯。So you can see that the breakdown, when we working on the breakdown, we have different kind of breakdown. We break down indifferently. The final result also look very different. Okay. So I think it's very important for you to allow yourself to have more option and finally to pick the best one, the best option. OK， 咁呢個都係另一條片咧，會 show 俾你睇咧個 breakdown 係啲乜嚟嘅。So I'm going to show you another video. It's also explain the breakdown, okay, of emotion. Actually, the video got the audio, but now I cannot show it to you. So, but no worry, because this video is in the notes. Okay, so you can just simply to download my notes, and then you can click to the link, and then you can hear the audio by yourself. 咁呢度啲片咧，其實我就擺晒喺 Moodle 裏，即係喺個 note 上面啦。咁雖然而家你聽唔到有聲啦，咁但係咧你係即係可以自己 download 翻個 note 啦，跟住 click 翻啲 link 啦，咁其實佢聽到咩聲。咁佢而家就講緊咧點去 break down 個動作啦。過嚟即係狗想去行去攞曲奇啦。咁佢其實佢可以有唔同嘅 break down 嘅喎，係咪？佢可以行去啦，或者佢可以去跑去啦，或者爬去或者跳去啦。其實你係點咧？你嘅 storyboard 其實好多時係呈現唔到噶嘛，咁你咪就喺 thumbnail 裏面呈現出嚟咯。So you can see this video is trying to explain to you the dog trying to eat the cookie, okay? But actually you cannot show the detail of the motion in the storyboard, okay? So the thumbnail is very important to think about how the dog to eat the cookie, okay? What is his approach? He run, he walk, he crawl, he drum, or anything. Okay, so that's why the breakdown is very important because sometimes the storyboard didn't show that detail. Okay, so you can see that that's why we need the breakdown. Okay, so it's try to say that here, so that sometimes we will at least got one breakdown between two key poses. Okay, because they're very important. So I'm trying to show this one to you again. Also another head turn. 呢個都係一個擰頭啦，係啦。咁中間你見到佢加咗個 breakdown 啦。其實都唔使畫得好 detail 嘅，你見到係咪？好 rough 嘅啫，向下望嘅。頭先嘅中間個 breakdown 係。咁好啦，今次我試下啦。第二 breakdown 佢黑埋眼又會點咧？ So you see that try and yeah 啊，睇唔到條片，係啊，見到啦。Thank you. Okay, so you can see here also in head turn motion, and you will see that this is two key pose, okay, and then he tried to add one breakdown at the middle and to show the detail of the motion. Okay, so you can see that he tried to add the motion of the eyes, look down. Okay, and then you can see the result here. Look down. Okay, so you can see the final result. The drawing can be very rough like this. Okay, and then he tried the second option. 試下第二個咯喎，覺得今次咧合埋眼會點啦？ So this time he tried to choose the second option, which is close the eye. The breakdown is close the eyes. 咁你見到今次個 breakdown 咧就係合埋眼啦。咁其實你見到唔同嘅有。咁今次第三個可能咧就係佢都係黑埋眼，不過高頭嘅。見到 3個人唔同嘅分別。嗱，咁你話咁我有唔同嘅昂高頭、耷低頭，咁邊個叫好啲咧？嗱，呢個情況就要需要根據翻你哋個故仔嘅劇情咯。係啦，你就睇翻個古仔嘅劇情，究竟佢應該耷低頭啊、昂高頭啊、合埋眼啦，邊個方法係最好嘅？咁然之後去揀嗰個就係你 final 嗰個咯。咁但係你見到其實原來個 breakdown 又唔同嘅時候咧，出嚟嘅效果好唔同嘅，其實係咪？你同樣都係擰頭。So you can see that the sample here, okay, you can see that they will have different kind of breakdown at the middle, and you will see that the result quite different, okay, in 3 different options, okay? So you can pick which is the best, but maybe sometimes you wonder which one is the best, okay? So it really depends on the story, okay? You have to think about the story. What is that situation, and what is the emotion at that moment? Okay, and then you can pick, okay, which one is the best. Okay, for example, maybe the character is sad, is really sad, okay, is crying, okay, and then maybe you draw different option of the breakdown, and then you can select which one is the best option, okay, to show that emotion 係啦。咁例如可能你個故仔就係想講嗰個角色喺度喊啦，好唔開心啦，咁你可能就會試唔同嘅 breakdown 啦，跟住你咪睇下邊個 breakdown 係最呈現到佢最唔開心咯，係咪？咁因為你試咗幾個 option，你其實我就有陣時建議咧，就俾啲唔識嘅人去睇嘅，即係啲 breakdown。咁因為佢哋唔識 animation 啊嘛，咁佢哋好直覺啊嘛，咁佢哋用直覺就會好噶啦。其實你想講佢唔開心，你咪俾個唔識嘅 animation 嘅人睇下，究竟覺唔覺得佢唔開心咯？係咪？咁佢可能睇完4個 option，佢覺得呢個最感覺唔開心啊，咁咪即係最好嘅 option 啦，係咪？Okay, so you can see this is some of the example of the breakdown of the emotion as well. Okay, you can see that also actually the body turns. Okay, and then you can see that they try to add some breakdown to show that the body turn. Okay, this can be very rough, like this one. Okay, it's also very rough drawing. You don't take a long time to draw in very detail. Okay, so you can see that why we need this thumbnail here, because we need to think about the performance, okay, the performance of the character, okay, the performance need to show the action and also the emotion of the character. So that's why we need the thumbnails, okay. 咁點解我哋講咁耐啲 thumbnail 點解要咁樣要做咧？因為其實你會發覺個 thumbnail 有時係 show 到好緊要咧，就係啲動作啦，係咪啲情緒啦？咁如果你個 motion 其實唔清楚嘅話咧，其實我哋就唔知道嗰個劇情個主角你係想做啲乜㗎咯喎，係咪？咁所以咧，我哋其實即係你當我哋個角色其實都係要演員嚟嘅，不過佢係一個卡通演員嚟嘅啫，而你哋嘅導演嚟嘅，你要點嗰個演員點做戲嘅，其實係啦，咁你就要畫翻佢出嚟咯。Okay, so actually when you're doing your animation, actually your character is the actor as well. Okay, it has to act what you describe in the script. Okay, so you need to think about his performance. Okay, how he showed their emotion through the actions. Okay, because sometimes when we're working on the animation, we don't have dialogue. Okay, we all rely on the body language and the gesture and also the emotion, the facial expression. Okay, so we have to make sure the body language and the gesture is very clear. Okay, so that the audience will understand our story. 咁尤其是我哋做 animation 更加緊要嘅就係我哋好多時咧都唔咁多對白㗎嘛。唔同電影咁，電影好多對白，我哋就好少對白㗎嘛。可能有對白嘅，但係可能好少啦。咁你發覺我哋咁少對白嘅時候，咁我哋點樣令到觀眾明白個故事咧？咁我一定要係一啲好清晰嘅動作啦，係咪？例如你唔開心個動作，一定要俾人知道佢好唔開心咯。你唔可以係模棱兩可嘅，人哋以為佢係以為佢內疚，佢內疚一定唔開心咧，係咪？即係你要好清晰個動作度表現得到，我哋先至個故仔先至清楚嘅。咁但係好似呢啲都係啲 一啲 breakdown 啦，咁我就唔特別 show 俾大家睇啦。咁呢度都一樣有條 link 啦，咁你哋自己可以 click 入去睇一啲嘅即係呢一條片去解釋個 thumbnail 嘅。咁其實都係類似頭先我俾你睇嘅片嚟嘅啫。咁你可以自己再睇多啲嘅，如果你想了解多啲嘅話。So I will not show you this video because it's quite similar to those two that I have just showed you. Okay, but it's already in the notes. Okay, so you can go ahead and go home and watch this video. Okay, if you like. Okay, it's quite similar to those two video that I've just show you. OK，咁你畫咗啲 thumbnail 啦，啲 thumbnail 多數都係好 rough 噶啦。咁 key post 係多數係啲好靚嘅線條嚟嘅，係啦。好啦，咁咧我咧暫時就會 skip 呢 part 啦，因為我哋咧已經去到答5啦。咁我不如咧想反而講下咧今個禮拜我哋想做啲咩啦？係呢啲都唔好做住先，因為我驚你哋好，我哋就做呢個嘅，係啦。Okay, so because time is running out, okay, so I will skip the part at the middle, okay, and I will continue in next lesson after the holiday, of course. So I will just, because you got a long time in this week, okay, because we got a public holiday in next week, so you should got enough time to do it. So I would like you to do the start to working on the CA。OK， 咁因為今次完咗呢堂咧，我哋有多啲時間嘅，因為我哋下個禮拜係公眾假期啦，即係下個禮拜冇堂啦，咁即係其實有2個星期時間做啊，咁所以咧我就就講下你呢2個禮拜做啲咩啦。OK， 咁咧就係咧就開始做 CA 啦，咁我就想你哋咧揀你哋個 final year project 啦，揀30秒嘅高潮段落先啦，係啦，然之後咧就揀其中一個 shot， 係啦，嗱，你首先喺成條片啦，30秒啦，唔係成條片，即係成條片你應該係2至3分鐘啊嘛，咁喺嗰2至3分鐘裏面咧，即係揀30秒嘅高潮嘅段落啦，再喺個高潮嗰段落裏面揀其中一個 shot， 係啦，即係好似頭先我講嗰個男仔喺條樓梯唔係喺條走廊度跑過咁樣啦，咁你揀嗰個 shot 啦，跟住然之後咧，我想你哋咧去諗下呢一幕咧嗰個主角嗰個設定係啲咩啦，佢喺度究竟佢係咩性格啦，佢呢刻喺度做啲咩啦，佢叫咩歲數啦，然之後我想你拍一個 shot 出嚟，明唔明我意思啊？成條 animation 你個 animatic 好長嘅，揀高潮個 part 先，咁但係高潮個 part 有30秒噶嘛，都唔係要你做晒，揀其中一個 shot 出嚟。我要你拍之前要諗下個角色喺度做啲乜，你用咩情況底下拍佢，係啦，佢而家呢一度係發生緊咩事，拍一個 shot 出嚟，一個 rotoscoping 嘅 shot 扮翻佢出嚟。係啦，做一次，係啦，就做一個 shot，個 camera angle 等等嘅嘢啦，要跟翻 animatic 嘅，即係好似頭先我俾你睇嗰個，即係我成日俾你睇嗰個咧，以前同學仔做嗰個例子咧，係啦，你等我陣間啦，我又開翻出嚟俾大家睇啊。Okay, so what I'm going to do to ask you to do in this week, because we got long time this week, because we almost got 2 weeks, okay, because to do because we got 2 weeks, so I will explain that what you're going to do next for next lesson. Okay, so first of all, you need to form a group of your final year project. Okay, you need to select the climax sequence. Okay, and then you need to select one shot from the climax sequence. Okay, and then you need to think about what is this shot about. Okay, what is the location, what is this character, and what he's doing. Okay, and then you need to capture one video. Okay, you have to be exactly the same camera angle, motion, okay? So just like this one, you can see that the student actually they follow what they draw in the animatics, okay, and then they pick this shot, okay, and then he tried to using exactly the same camera angle, okay, and then act like the character, and then just like this, okay。咁你見到啦，我就要你哋做一個 shot，就係你 base on 翻你揀咗嗰個高潮，揀一段，唔係揀一段，揀一個 shot 啫，跟翻 animatic 一模一樣角度，係啦，咁就好似呢個角度佢係高炒嘅，即係高角度望落去嘅，咪高角度咯。咁佢係呢一幕佢要跑過嘅，你咪扮翻佢咯。你成組有咁多人，是但揾邊一個演技最好啦，係扮俾人追啊，就係拍一段咁啦。明唔明白？So do you understand? Okay, you need to select one shot from the climax sequence using exactly the same camera angle shown in the animatics. Okay, and shoot one shot. Okay, just like what I show you. Okay, and then bring it to school because we will come back to school. Okay, after the holiday. Okay, and then we will further continue working on it. OK，咁你拍完之後咁點啊？帶翻嚟學校，咁我哋就翻嚟去繼續 process 啦，得唔得？咁有啲同學話我成組嘅喎，咁我要點啊？係啦，咁如果你係成組嘅話咧，咁你哋就要拍一個同學，總之一個 shot 咯，係啦。咁例如你有兩個，你呢一組有3個同學嘅，你咪拍3個 shot 咯，跟翻你嘅 animatic 去做啦。Okay, so if you got 3 group mates in this class, okay, so you need to pick 3 shots, okay, so that each of you can working on 1 shot, okay。咁再一次講啦，如果你哋係做緊啲 virtual idol 啊、virtual set 啊嗰啲 Finding Eve project 咧，我會 upload 一條 animatic 擺上網，你哋用嗰條片去做。So if your Finding Eve project is a virtual idol or virtual set or anything, I will upload an animatic into the Moodle. Okay, you can use it and do this exercise. Okay, you have to bring this video after the holiday. Okay, and then we will further working on it in school. Okay. 咁有冇問題？大家知唔知做乜？好簡單啫，拍個 shot 啫嘛。每一個人有一個 shot 咯，喺手，係啦。咁